Darkman. Good movie.
You know, that's actually a trilogy of movies.
You just hush your mouth! Trying to forget those other two movies exist. Anyway. Sam Raimi in his prime. And creepy Liam Neeson. This movie had everything. A dark and violent story, quirky and almost out-of-place humor, groovy practical effects, and an R rating. Adults only. You know. Alright. So it only makes sense that family-friendly obsessed Nintendo would release a Darkman video game for the Nintendo Entertainment System. Actually, you know what? That doesn't make any sense at all. That doesn't make sense. Darkman is a video game where the developers Ocean did their best to bring the movie to the console. And this is one of the best movie-licensed video games ever made. Whoop, actually, no, I said that wrong. This could have been one of the best movie-licensed video games ever made. They got almost everything right, except for, well, we'll get to that. Starting off, the first thing you see, hear, is awesome. The soundtrack for this game is sweet. Sweetlicious. It's sweet and delicious all together. What I'm trying to get at is I really like the soundtrack. It actually reminds me of the Incredible Crash Dummies soundtrack, which is also spectacular. They are spectacular. The music fits the game's style and mood so perfectly. And, you know, it gets me grooving. It gets me grooving. Next, you get a quick background story straight from the movie to set up the game. Dr. Peyton Westlake, Liam Rubberface Neeson, is working on a photograph-based synthetic skin for burn victims, but it keeps disintegrating after 99 minutes because of its photosensitivity. Apparently, there was too much science going on because a gang of criminals bust in, looking for important documents, and they trash the lab, kill his assistant, and attempt to kill Dr. Westlake. Despite nearly being burnt alive, he survives, but not without an experimental procedure to sever his nerve endings. Bit of a side effect, though. If you can't feel pain, you feel everything else 10 times over, and with adrenaline constantly pumping through his veins, Darkman is out for revenge. There it is, straight out of the movie. This game gets it right by taking events from the movie and working them into stages in creative ways. This side-scrolling platformer begins in a warehouse as you attempt to escape from the crime boss Durant and his men, using your fists and feet, and also collecting chemicals along the way to replenish your power. The sections of each stage may seem short at first. In reality, well, digitally distracted reality, these are like mini checkpoints to keep you from having to start each stage from the beginning after each death. And believe me, death is going to be hanging out with you for this entire experience because of the... No, not yet. Gotta give this game a chance. In the first stage, you can already see how varied the gameplay is. It's not a single jump from one side to the other. You'll need to balance yourself across tight ropes, take down criminals, and control moving platforms down the right path. And when you finish the warehouse stage, you have to take photos of Durant's henchmen to create a mask with synthetic skin. Straight out of the movie! How awesome is that? Look, it's Paulie. Paulie! It's the first guy that Darkman impersonates in the movie. Look at that slob! And look at this guy down here, all hopping up and down. He wishes he was Paulie. The better your photos are of Paulie, the more time you're going to have to complete the next stage because your mask is just going to be higher quality. Not only are you dressed like a bald flunky cracking fools over the head with your baseball bat, you go through Central Park, the famous New York City landmark, full of gigantic log bridges and unattended saw blades. It's a race to reach the real Paulie and beat the blubber right out of him. The next stage mixes the gameplay up again. This time you're being dragged through the air by Durant's helicopter. So just like in high school gym class, you have to slide up and down the rope to avoid being splattered by trucks, vans, buses, and peace sign wielding bikers. Your next photography model is Skip, the one-legged henchman. After taking some tasteful shots of him, you'll be hopping your way through the next platforming stage. And this time you're hunting down Skip at the carnival. The movie scene at the carnival involves you meeting up with your girlfriend, but that's one aspect of the movie that was completely cut out of the game. Darkman ain't got time for the ladies! There's vengeance to be had. Vengeance. You'll be using your balancing skills even more in this stage, because Darkman seems to have worked the whole one-leg thing into his disguise. He takes his craft very seriously. You may be down one leg, but as Skip, you finally have a long-range weapon. A bazooka. Good choice. Want to shoot creepy carnival clowns with a bazooka as a one-legged henchman? Darkman for the NES. Seriously, how is that not the advertisement? Somebody get Nintendo on the phone! Get him on the phone! After awkwardly defeating the real Skip, Darkman goes after his next target. Smiley. Right? Make your way through Chinatown and avoid all those ninjas! Another great thing about this game is that with each disguise, you get a different ability to use. Smiley has high jumps, Skip had the bazooka, and Paulie, well, he was fat, so... It's time for the final showdown with Durant. After collecting some more high-quality photographs, you arrive at the unfinished skyscraper, where you'll track down the corrupt city developer, Louis Strack, on the high steel. Oh, and the game has not mentioned this highly important character at all until this point. And even still, it's just this quick blurb. Darkman follows Strack. See, Strack was actually the guy behind Durant and his gang, because he's trying to rebuild the city in a super illegal way. Kind of a big deal in the movie. What they should have done is not even reference Strack at all, which they almost pulled off, and then they throw in this random blurb, so I don't know. This final stage is difficult to complete. Construction guys are coming for you, machines are shooting at you, wild springs are flinging you, and even the platforms have gone crazy! Good thing Durant's disguise comes complete with a gun, with comically sized ammo. When you reach the top of the skyscraper, you have the final shootout with Durant. I did it. Well, we beat the game. Now marvel as Darkman types the end credits for you, letter by letter. So Darkman for the NES seems like a pretty good movie license game. It really is. Ocean did a great job developing this game. The story lines up with the movie, you're given unlimited continues so you aren't punished with difficulty, the music is catchy and fits the setting, and the graphics are real easy on the eyes. I mean, look at that title screen. It's the movie poster in 8-bit. How sweet is that? Very. But it's time to talk about that big problem, the controls. The hit detection and physics of the game aren't great either, but to me that all kind of falls in the category of control. First, gravity in this game is bringing you down. Well, I mean that's what gravity does, but in Darkman, you feel like Metal Mario. You drop to the ground fast, which does not give you much time to prepare for landing on platforms. Next, as you move through platforming stages, you'll realize that Darkman's been hitting up the Land of Lakes. Butter. 'Cause he's sliding all over the place. He's obviously been playing around in the butter because everything feels slippery. I've lost many a life in this game sliding off the edges. Now I'm gonna get it. Oh! Alright, gotta make this jump. Oh! I got it this time. Oh, alright. This is gonna be the one. Oh! Finally, we have the hand-to-hand combat. It stinks, especially when you're limited to one-frame kicks and punches. The timing is awkward and the hit detection is so specific, you'll easily get clobbered before you pull off an attack. Darkman doesn't want that. I mean, just look at it. He's so sad. Look how sad he is. Oh my god, he's so sad. So that's it. If you can get past the not-so-great control situation, you're gonna have an awesome experience. By yourself or with a friend. It has a 2-player option. Jeez, it was so close to being one of the best movie licensed video games of all time. Well, I better go get some photos taken for my Game Dave mask, so I'll see you guys.